Hey everyone, Mac Gardner here, certified financial planner, author of Motivate Your Money, and I'm joined today by the one, the only, Jamie Bosse. Jamie, how are you doing, ma'am?
Hi, doing great. Thanks so much for having me today.
So welcome. Now, Jamie is an accomplished advisor, accomplished author. I'm not going to steal too much of her thunder, but just wanted to let everyone know out there that when we are looking at thought leaders for this project, Jamie was one of the first ones that came to mind because of all the great things she does. So, Jamie, please take a few minutes and let our audience know a little bit about you.
Okay, well, I have been in the financial industry for 19 years now, and I'm on a mission to help young families understand, manage, and improve their financial situations while raising financially literate kids. So I do a lot of work with families on the financial planning side, but then also in the author space and financial literacy space.
So, tell us about the books. Come on.
Okay, well, I have two children's books about money. Milton the Money Savvy Pup brings home the bacon, and Milton the Money Savvy Pup makes saving a habit. And I have two more books in that series in the works currently, with ideas for two more in addition to that. So I think it will be at least a 6 book series in the end. And then I
Very
also have a book
cool.
for grown-ups called Money Boss Mom, helping young parents be the boss of their financial future. And it's really just a guidebook for millennial age parents to kind of sort through the noise and get what the information that they need to know.
So, needless to say, you're doing some amazing things, Jamie. We'll just put that all on it. So now, Jamie, there's a top three for everything in life, right? I joke around. There's a top three for sodas. There's a top three
Mhm.
for cereals, cars, you name it. And so I was sitting down and thinking, what would be your top three motivational money messages or words of advice that you would either give to friends or clients?
I love that you're doing this project because this is so important. So when I was thinking about this, I thought of like things to say, but I decided on three, as you asked. And for the first one, I said, don't beat yourself up about your past mistakes. Learn from them and focus on getting on the right trajectory to where you want to be and who you want to be in the future.
I
Because
love that.
failure is really a great teacher. Let's learn from it and use it to move forward.
What I like about that point in conversations is funny because you're in the business 19 years. I tell people I've been in the business for 20 plus. It's getting close to that other decade, so I'm just going to say 20 plus because I feel like I'm getting old. But so many times people have this feeling that they need to be at a certain place by a certain age, and we say no. You know what? Things happen, mistakes happen. Having a plan is important, but I love that. Don't beat yourself up for past mistakes because things happen. We just have to be able to get up and move forward.
Right. And you don't have to stay where you are. You can just change a few things and be on a whole different trajectory. So,
Love it. All right. So what's point number two?
point number two, small habits make a big difference. So a lot of people say like, gosh, if I would just win the lottery or if I would just, get a new job that paid a lot of money or whatever. But you don't need to make huge changes to make an impact on your financial situation. For instance, like if you're doing 4% contributions to your 401k plan
Mhm.
and you commit to raising that just 1% a year or 1% every time you get a pay raise, it seems like a small change, but it's going to make a huge difference in how much is available to you in retirement.
Now, what I love about that point, both of us are in the advisory space, but we're also authors of children's books.
Mhm.
And we both believe that, I have three kiddos. If they were here, they'd be like, yes, Papa, we know habits, behaviors, traits. Good financial habits become good financial behaviors, become good financial traits. So I cannot agree with you more on that second point because the earlier we start those healthy habits of the concept of investing, the concept of saving, the concept of giving, I think we can lay a very nice foundation for kids. So that's a great second point.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
So tell me about point number three.
Point number three, I said, do one thing. That's it. Just commit to doing one thing differently than you were doing before to improve your financial life. I feel like we get so wrapped up in all the things we should be doing, and it's overwhelming, right? We should spend less, we should save more, we should be better with money. We like should ourselves to death. And we forget that just changing one thing would put us in a better place than we are now.
So unpack that a little bit, because that can go a lot of different ways. That can be financial, that can be just a personal lives, but like give an example, maybe financially, of one small thing or one thing that folks could do.
Yeah. So if you're in a spot where you've had to use your emergency fund, or you need to build an emergency fund because you don't have one, a small thing to do would be to set up a separate high interest savings account, set up a direct deposit from your payroll just to go right into it each paycheck. Maybe it's $50 a month, something small. But that then will make sure that you're prepared better for the next emergency than you were this time. And it's not a huge thing, but it's just one thing that's making things better. Or if you
That
found, like for Christmas, you had to charge a lot of the gifts and, you got kind of behind. Make a plan now for next Christmas. And so you start kind of a sinking fund of, I'm going to put $100 a month into this Christmas fund. And then by the time Christmas gets here, I won't have to use credit next year. That's just one small thing, but it'll make your future a lot better.
you know, and I know you only have 3 points, and we're gonna stay. I know you had six, but something that pops into mind as we're having this conversation is how technology can play a role in
Mhm.
in automating a lot of things in our life, like automating your savings, automating your investing. The fact that if you have a family with young children, 5, 10 years ago, we fractional shares weren't even a thing.
Mhm. Yeah.
At least they weren't a household concept. But now we have the tools to be able to automate so much of our life and get access to things like buying stocks and buying ETFs and buying things along those lines. So, as an ardent supporter of financial literacy and user of technology, maybe put a little bit of time on that for our audience and your thoughts on it.
Yeah, I think technology has come a long way and it does make a lot of things easier for us. And I feel like in terms of money and behaviors and habits, things are hard to change, right? So if you are used to, getting your paycheck and spending it all, it's hard to then say, okay, I'm not going to spend it all and I'm going to save some. But instead, if you just made it so the money didn't get in your hands in the first place, right? So it just went direct deposit into your savings account. It never got to your checking account anyway. That's a lot easier than like forcing yourself to change the behavior to like manually save. So take advantage of that stuff,
For sure, big fan. All right, Jamie.
Recognize.
So you have three very powerful messages. Please do us a favor and give us a recap of what those top three motivational money messages are.
You bet. So number one, don't beat yourself up about where you are now or your past mistakes. Focus on getting on the trajectory of where you want to be in the future. Number two, small habits make a big difference. Number three, do one thing.
Not a gajillion things. One thing.
Do
One
one
thing.
thing.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Jamie, I want to thank you so much for your time today. This is a great project, and I could not have thought of anyone who is doing so many things for so many people and such a wide variety of demographics. You are doing awesome things. I like to say that the financial life journey is a long one. Your clients and those in your community are so blessed to have you. That journey continues. And lastly, what motivates you motivates your money. Thank you, Jamie.